Hello, parents. Greetings to all. The habit of reading is one of the best qualities that a person can possess. Books are known to be your best friend for a reason. Reading is important because it develops child's mind, knowledge, and imagination. It helps the child to understand the world around them better and keeps the mind active. So today, here I am going to discuss with you how to inculcate reading habits in children at an early age. Reading is one of the most fundamental skills children need to learn to be successful. Reading is a habit that needs to be inculcated among children from an early age. As parents, if you want your child to be a good reader, you need to motivate and develop a habit of reading in your child. It is difficult to nurture the love for reading in a child as they are quite restless and tend to get bored easily. But as a parents, it is your responsibility to work hard towards transforming them into little readers and instill reading habits in children. Many parents start reading to their children from an early age, and that is a good way to introduce the wonderful world of books and literature to a child. In early years, children are more interested in what is visually appealing. The colorful drawings in the books will quickly grasp their interest and they would want to touch the drawings too. To develop a good reading habit in children, the most important thing to do is to start early and introduce them to a variety of books. So here are some simple steps you can take to inculcate reading habits in children. 1. Start early. You must start as early as you can. Young children love to hear soothing voices of their parents. They may laugh at the funny voices you make while reading. They may even fall asleep in your arms while you read a bedtime story to them. Starting at an early stage will make it a routine, and your child will look forward to it every night. Invest in some cloth books, touch and feel books, puppet books, and some board books with big illustrations. Number 2. Choose the books carefully. Young children respond well to pictures and colors. Introducing different types of books like pop-up books, 3D images books will be interesting to children and would make him or her want more. Books having illustrations along with text should be the key for young readers. Later on, you can even ask questions based on the book. This will not only make them think, but also build vocabulary and help the child learn new words with every reading. 3. Make reading enjoyable. If you just read through a story without any emotion attached to it, the child will not have any interest in listening. Instead, Read to your child in an expressive manner. Make funny noises and choose different voices for different characters in the book. Do not hesitate in making silly noises like bang, quack quack. Your child needs to hear these sounds to make the story more interesting. It will widen his or her power to imagine the world of stories. 4. Turn reading into a habit. Reading is not just sitting with a book and going through it. Reading is an experience. It needs to be practiced every day for it to be enjoyed. Make reading an essential part of life. But at the same time, do not force a child to read or make reading a tedious task. You can make a habit of bedtime story with your child. You can create a reading nook or reading corner where your child can be surrounded by books and you and your child can read his or her favorites. 5. Let the child choose. Kids pick up books that look interesting to them visually. Let the child choose what he or she wants to read. If you are taking a trip to a library or a bookstore, ask your children to go around and choose what they like the most. Children will be more interested in reading something that they have selected themselves. 6. Repeat, repeat, repeat. All children have their favorites. So, if your child is in love with a particular book, don't get frustrated if they want you to read it to them time and again. Remember, we listen to the same song 1,000 times. This is a good sign because it shows that your child understands the book, is learning new words, is learning to get attached to the story. It is like practicing a new technique, and it is a practice for your child as well. Reading a book will only enhance fluency and master his grasp of the plot of the story. Kids like to spot things they might have missed in the first or second read. By reading the same book, they connect the words they see to words in real life. When they feel confident enough, they will ask if they can read out the story to you. 7. Introduce variety. If the child is interested in cars, you should buy books related to vehicles. And if the child is interested in fishes, you buy fish-related storybooks. It is good to buy books based on a child's interest. But it is also important to provide them with a variety of books and subjects. For reading, you may have a mix of storybooks, fiction, science, mystery, comics, etc. The more variety a child has, the more interested they would be in reading. As they read a varied collection of books, they will also understand what they enjoy reading the most. 8. Be a reader. If you want your children to read, you need to be a reader as well. It is a good idea for kids to see their parents reading. Kids learn more through observation and imitation. When kids watch you read magazines, newspapers, or books, they understand that reading is important. Invite your child to read with you. Ask them to join you the next time you read that magazine or book. 9. Relate stories to real life. If you are reading a story about a princess going to sleep and saying good night to everyone, ask your child to say good night to all family members and things around the room. If you are reading a book about a village boy who helps his animal friends, relate it to how your child can help his or her friends in times of trouble. Try and relate a book's plot with real life situations. This method encourages reading habits in children and also helps them associate words with stories. 10. Snuggle with books. Books give them comforting feeling. When you are lonely, you have a book with you. It gives you the feeling of being with a true friend. Snuggle with your kids and a good book every time you read out to your kids. By doing this, a child can associate a sense of comfort and security. This also helps children develop confidence, and by the time they grow up, they will not have the fear of reading out loud in a classroom. Never force a child to read. There are some children who might not want to read and are more playful. For them, you need to take things slow, in accordance with their pace. Reading is fun. Use these tips to get your child interested in reading so he or she can become an even better learner. With a little focus and direction, you can help give your child the reading boost he or she needs. My dear parents, every moment is a fresh beginning. So it's time to start. Let's begin to read.